I studied culture science and area research in undergrad, then shifted to market and consumer research in grad school. But for the longest time, I stayed far, far away from stocks. Part of it came from my family history with investing. They were all in, even my grandparents. That's crazy. But during one brutal market downturn, NATO's almost half of her savings. No one wanted to talk about it, and when they pulled the rest out to help pay for my grad school, I just felt disgust in the pit of my stomach. So, for the past 3 years, I kept it safe. ETFs, conservative mutual funds, nothing too risky. But recently, a few friends convinced me it was time to take investing seriously and actually learn. Now, I'm building my own little system from scratch. Here's what's been helping me so far. 1. TradingView, mainly for charts and basic financials. I'm still learning core technical indicators, but the interface is visual enough that I don't feel overwhelmed. I like that. I can plot trends and see price action in different time frames. It's almost like learning a new language with colors and lines instead of grammar. Sometimes I just open it up and scroll through tickers like I'm flipping through a photo album. Thing is, I use this when I want a quick market overview. The screener is pretty powerful. I can filter by sector, market cap, or fundamentals. But honestly, the layout looks like it hasn't been updated since the early 2000s. Still, it gets the job done. And I like the heat maps for seeing which sectors are on fire or attacking without having to read a ton of text. Yahoo Finance. Probably the most beginner-approved tool out there, and for a good reason. I check it for learning reports, analytics forecasts, and basic company states. It's also where I go if I just want a long free-roll snapshot before diving deeper elsewhere. I feel like have to write a post recommend research tools start with just use Yahoo Finance and nothing else. And then it's MarketFront AI. This is my latest experiment, actually is the experiment, but what I appreciate is that it explains why it flags certain stocks, like showing me the momentum is bullish, but the trend is neutral, or the new sentiment is shifting. And it's pretty honest, that's different from random hot stock lists, and it feels like a guy that can snow trying to yell at me, but quickly point and say, hey, this might be worth a look, and this is kind of those things we might be able to guarantee or we might not be able to guarantee. And of course, ChatGPT, if I don't understand something from the clues above, whether it's an unfamiliar technical term or why a chart looked a certain way, I would just spring it on it and drop it into ChatGPT. I'd literally say, explain this, I'm 5, and I want to sound smart in front of my friends, something like that, and usually... And of course, Robinhood, but actually, I don't use it pretty much these days. I started here when I knew nothing about trading. And yeah, I heard something, so now I don't really use it to make trades. It's still my father's way to check prices. I have a few watchlist shapes. I can glance at how my watchlist stocks are moving without logging into something more complex. Seeking This is where I go whenever on a deep dive. Are we go-ish or bearish takes? Earning crowd transcripts and comment stress to see how people are interpreting the same numbers in different ways. It's also helpful for spotting when an analysis is just high or when it's grounded in something real. Radat. I never thought I'd be in finance sub-rats, but here I am. I mostly work in R stocks, we're wasting, exponential spread when a taper is trending. I've learned a lot just by reading different viewpoints and, of course, like successful and failure story. Even when I disagree, it forced me to question my own reasoning. And of course, last one, Discord. I've joined a few training and investing servers, but honestly, most of them feel like chaos. Tons of pins, people dropping random ticker symbols with zero context. I think the right community should be valuable for real-time discussion, but I haven't found one yet. If you know a good one, I'm all ears. So, does the course start a pack for learning investing, hard research, part AI help, part build old community wisdom? And in my next video, I was going to show you exactly how I use these tools to research a stock before I put into a single dollar.